Did you guys just finish drafting your fantasy football teams for this year? Well, now I'm testing your track and field knowledge. With Roster Athletics, I'm breaking down the Zurich Diamond League Final, who I'm picking for my team, and creating you guys a lobby to compete against each other and see who has the best track and field fantasy roster. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome into a brand new video on the channel. Hope you all are doing well. For those of you who don't know, I'm Clayton Murphy, two-time Olympian, 2016 Olympic medalist in the 800, and this year's Olympic trials champion in Eugene. Today I'm bringing you guys a special one, breaking down some fantasy track and field with the Roster Athletics app. The app you can find on the App Store and on the Google Play or Android Store. Not super familiar with that, but I will link both of those in the description below. It's a super cool app. It allows you to, per meet, pick a team, create a roster, and compete against other people in both globally and within your own lobbies. I will also have a lobby specifically for our channel down below, which you guys can all join, compete against, see who has the best team. It is similar to something like DraftKings or one of those daily fantasy apps, if some of you guys have played across other sports, or you have a total salary and you must create a roster amongst those. Each player has a different salary based on performance and their past performances, their personal best, season's best, etc. And then you create and fill out a roster. You will have sprints, distance, throws, and jumps. And then from there, you'll fill out male and female picks. Sometimes you'll be able to fill out all of them, sometimes not. There's a scoring table based on the placing they receive, as well as additional points for bonuses. I can break down those here in a second here, the actual exact rules of the app. But in this video, I'm going to break down my picks for the Zurich Diamond League Final, show you guys who I think might perform well, and then kind of allow you guys to pick your own teams, drop your comments below as far as maybe who you think is an underdog, who's undervalued, and kind of go from there and test your guys' track and field knowledge. So some of the rules for the app. You're going to create a roster based on 8 athletes. Like I said, you've got sprinting, middle and long distance, jumping and throwing, male and female in each. The scoring rules go as 1st through 8th. You get 10 points for first place, 8 points for second place, 6 points for third place, 5 points for fourth, and then you go 4, 3, 2, 1 down to 8th place. If an athlete is disqualified, does not start, does not finish, or does register a no mark, you will receive 0 placement points, even if there are fewer than 8 people. And additionally, there is performance points for world record, athletics meeting record, personal best, and season best. Then the credited with the only single highest performance awards for the allotment above. So if he sets a PB and breaks the meet record, you don't get both. You only get the meet record. Start list, personal season best, and results are all available within the app. And you'll be able to edit your roster up until the start of the meet, where the first event is started. And prices of athletes based on current form or your season best, your personal best, as well as a spread between the best athlete in the world and the one who is the 50th of 100th place on the global ranking for the event. I'm not exactly sure on the exact formula of that, but as we get into the app here, you'll kind of see kind of the pricing of everybody. All right, so let's open up the app here. Like I said, available in the Google Play Store and the App Store. Those links are below. As you get in here, you'll see the meets that are available. There's featured meets, which are the meets that are coming up, and then there's followed meets, which are meets that you've previously participated in, and you'll be able to go back and kind of see how you did and kind of reevaluate those. But if you click on here on the Zurich Diamond League Final, the first page is the details page. That page shows you the event schedule starting September 8th, going through September 9th. You'll see every event that's running, every event that's available on roster here to pick from. You'll be able to see what the world record of the event is, along with the meeting record, and then obviously the timetable. And then as the meet goes, you'll be able to actually go to this page, and then you'll be able to see the results, and then you'll be able to see the start list. So if we click on men's shot put here, you'll see Krauser, Kovacs, and the rest of the Diamond League Final start list. You'll be able to click on that as the event is going as well and follow it live. So this is not only a meet or a place to find your fantasy league, it's also a great place to follow along live with the meet, even if you didn't get your roster submitted. So that's a huge thing that I think is great about this app as well. It's a super easy place to find results during an event and post-event. If we go over to the feed tab, you'll be able to see here, this is a place for people to actually talk and communicate and ask questions, trash talk, whatever you want to throw in here in the feed. Roster Athletics drops some hints, or they drop some news that you might have missed, such as here, they're not using the Final 3 format for the Diamond League Final. So that's something to consider when we get to the throws and jumps. They aren't considering that. They're running Thursday's events, September 8th events in the city center. Even though the 5,000 is not on a regulated track, it's on a track surface, they're saying that meet record and world record will count in the fantasy game, even though you can't actually technically break the meet record or the world record technically, because it's not on an actual track. So this is kind of a cool place for that. You'll see here a lot of people kind of asking maybe who's taking what. Saying, this guy says, my roster is bloody expensive. All right, so the final tab across the top is the roster tab. If you click that, you'll be able to actually open up and select your roster. So this meet is deep. We got every single event from the 100 down up to the 5K, including all the throws. So I'm going to kind of make this quick here, kind of show you guys who I think might be picks in each category and kind of go from there. If you open up the women's sprints, I think you've got 3 people to potentially look at here. You've got Elaine Thompson-Herah in the 100. You've got Christine Moama, 8.35 million. I think she might be a sneaky pick. That's probably who I'm going with, but I'm not going to spoil that. And then I think if you go over 400 hurdles, Femke Bol, but at 12 million, 0.6, I think I'd rather just take Elaine. Elaine's chances at breaking the world record and Femke's chances of breaking the world record, I'd lean towards Elaine. So I think you got to go 100 or 200 here. Elaine, Christine, probably my 2 picks for the women's sprints. Men's sprints, you've got a pretty tight 100. No one really kind of leaning forward in that. Men's 200, similar situation. Maybe Kenny Manerick in that, 8.1 million might be a sneaky play. You've got the men's 4, Mike Cherry. I like that guy post to break 44 seconds after running 44.03 off the plane. I like Mike Cherry for the win there. Not sure if 10.6 million kind of poses for a win, personal best, but he might be pretty good. Sneaky play here in the 110 hurdles. I like Devin Allen. Really on the brink of breaking 13 seconds. He's really gunning for that. He's set up well. Was training with him in Bellinzona. Track Boys podcast, shout out. I like Devin Allen in the hurdles. He might be my pick in the men's sprints. Warholm for 10 million. It's pretty expensive, but obviously has the opportunity to break the world record, which would mean breaking the meeting record, etc. So I'd probably go, if I'm going to go across, Kenny Manerick in the 200, Mike Cherry in the 4, Devin Allen in the hurdles, and Christian Warholm in the 400 hurdles. We get in the women's distance here. This one was tough for me. The women's 8's tough. You've kind of got a blanket finish again. Keely, Natoya, Gemma Rinke, Kate Grace, and then you've got a few African athletes here. I mean, I think it could be anybody. Kate Grace at 7.9 is intriguing. The women's 1500 is tough. Safan and Faith are extremely expensive at 9 and 10 million. I don't see them necessarily. They looked pretty tired the last. I don't know. Faith hasn't raced, but Safan looked pretty tired in Brussels, but still ran really fast. But is she worth 9 million? That's a tough call. Women's 5, I like Francine. Francine won Brussels at 5.6 million. I think she might be a steal. So I would take a look into Francine in the Niyonsaba and the women's 5K. For the steeple, Courtney Frerichs could potentially break the American record again. Gerudo, and then you've got Jim Goya, 9 flat. So that's kind of a tough one. But I think you've got to look at Francine at 5.6. You've got to look at Safan if you're going to go, I think, in the 1500. Maybe a little favoritism towards Safan there. And then I think Kate Grace might be a sneaky play at 7.9. But I think Francine at 5.6 is super cheap. She's got a chance to break the meeting record, chance to win on the road course. Men's 8, I do not pick the men's 8 if I'm racing. So you guys do what you want. I'm feeling good, but do not pick me because this is my channel. Gonna skip over that. Men's 15, I think it's tough. Jakob is entered in the 5K, which is the night before the 15. So does he double? Katir looked good, went too early. McSwain looks good, just ran 3:33, ran again in Padova and ran 3:33 again, I think. So McSwain's looking really, really good. Ole Hoare was close in Brussels. Timothy Chariot's always going to be a threat to win. And then you've got 2 other Kenyans who will be poised to threat. The men's 5K on the street circuit. I'm not sure really where to go here. I think Barega at 4.5 is pretty cheap. Kameli at 4.4 is pretty cheap. I think it kind of just depends if Jakob's running. If Jakob's running, I like him at 5.4 in this for men's distance. Steeple, you've got El Bakali at 8 million. He did race again and ran well in Poland. But then you've got 808, 807, 807, 809, 809, 810, 811, 812, 814. All of these guys are super close to season best. It could be anything. The steeple is a long event with a lot of variables, so not leaning towards the steeple very often unless there's a clear cut someone running well in that. So for me, I like the men's 5K, whether you're going to go with Yomif, Jakob, or Barega, or Kameli. And then I like in the 15, probably go with McSwain, probably there. And then in the 8, you guys take your picks there. I think it really is really close across the board in the 8, to be completely honest with you guys. So the men's distance is tough. No clear cuts there. No one's super cheap, maybe outside of the men's 5K. Let's get into women's jumps. You've got the high jump as always. I'm not super familiar with the high jump, but for me, I've never had luck picking the high jump. I always kind of spend my leftover money in the high jump. So I will let you guys and better experts potentially go into that. Women's pole vault, Katie Najat, obviously I think is the favorite here. She jumped well at Prefontaine. She just got in coming off the plane, but she's the Olympic champion, jumped 495 this season. I like Katie Najat. Women's long jump, you've got a close here. You've got 2 7-meter personal or season's best, and then you've got 693, 690. I was potentially on the brink here of picking somebody in the women's long jump, but I think it's just too close. I don't think anybody's really separated themselves as jumping better since Tokyo necessarily, so I kind of avoided that. Rojas and the triple jump is intriguing. 15 million and a chance to potentially break the world record is intriguing, but 15 million is a lot, and I think there are a lot better picks to spend your money. So I am leaning towards whether you're going to take somebody in the long jump for 7.9 to 8 million or Katie Najat. I'm leaning toward Katie Najat in the women's jumps. That would be my pick for the jump section. You go to men's jumps, you've got the split gold medalist, Tambiri, in the high jump. You've got pole vault. I think the steal of the meet still is Mondo Duplantis at 6.9 million, somebody who's jumped the world record twice in the last 2 meets. I think Mondo potentially is the steal. I think Sam Kendrick's at 4.9, somebody who is really always there competing for the win. I think could be a really sneaky pick at 4.9 million. Save yourself 2 million. Long jump, not really sure on this one. I think it's a wide open event. 827, 826, 816, 811. I think it's really close there. For the same price, I'm taking Mondo. And then you get into triple jump. Similar situation. Pichardo is the clear-cut favorite, but for 10 million, it's just tough. I think the men's pole vault is where you stay at. I think you go with Mondo, Chris, Sam. I think you take your pick there, who you think might win. Mondo has a better chance of potentially jumping at the world record if he's on, but also Sam has that consistency. He didn't jump in Brussels. He might be well rested. I'm looking at one of those two. Final 2 categories. You got women's throws. You got shot put, disc, and javelin. Not really sure on the shot put side. Again, pretty close all the way through. 7.6 million for the leading person going in. Valerie Allman's been, second and third and fourth in the last 2 Diamond Leagues coming off of Tokyo. Maybe she's got a little lax from Tokyo or a little settled in, but maybe she's refocused and ready to go here in Zurich. And then you've got the javelin throw. The clear-cut favorite is at 13.9 million. I'm staying here with Valerie Allman probably if I'm going to pick in the women's throws. I believe I'm going to probably leave the women's throws open, but if I was to pick somebody, Valerie Allman might be my pick there. I think she's poised to have a good session. Now you've got the exciting men's throws, the final category. You've got my boy Ryan Krauser, the Bellinzona boy himself, at 9.75 million, somebody who's chased the world record, thrown the world record, has a chance to break the meeting record, which is 2260. Pretty good chance to break that. So I like Krauser in that. Discus, Daniel Stahl just doesn't seem to lose. I think Daniel Stahl could be a sneaky pick here at 7 million. And then in men's jav, you have Johannes Vetter. He is a clear-cut favorite with 9 meters on everybody's season's best. but he's only thrown 86 to 89 in the last couple meetings, which kind of is a concern. But again, all it takes is one big throw and he could go out there and throw 92 meters, break the meeting record. His odds to win are pretty high. But again, I think any of the 3 leaders in this category could be good. If you have the extra 2 million, 3 million to pick, I would lean towards Krauser. But if you have your money spent elsewhere, I would probably pick Vetter over Stahl. But again, I think you got to use your track and field expertise there. All right, so I had a little bit of a roster change here. As you see, changed up the roster a little bit based on the fact that Jakob is not doubling back in the 5,000. I made this video this morning, went to lunch, found out he wasn't doubling, saw the confirmation. So as you see here, slightly different roster, still taking Christine Muama in the 200, still taking Devin Allen, still taking, now taking Ryan Krauser, captaining Ryan Krauser, I'm thinking. So here is my updated roster. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown of the Zurich Diamond League Final and Roster Athletics app. I wish you guys the best of luck. If you guys remember, the link below to join the lobby that I'm creating for you guys to join himself is down below. The link for the app is down below as well. Make sure to join that, get you guys' roster set up for this meet, and stay tuned for the next meetings as I'll preview the next ones on this channel and kind of keep up with this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Let me know down below. Maybe I'll create a little prize for whoever has the highest placing finish here at the Zurich Diamond League Final, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys enjoy the meeting. Good luck with your rosters, and see you guys in the next video.